going on, you guys? It is Eric from the Anabolic Aliens. Today we're here to talk about post-workout nutrition. Now, we already talked about pre-workout nutrition on the channel, so if you haven't seen that video, make sure you go check it out now before you come to this video, because a lot of that stuff in that video is going to be relevant to this video. So talking about post-workout nutrition, probably the most important thing you guys are all concerned about, and that's just protein. So how much protein should you be consuming post-workout? The answer is about 30 to 40 grams of protein. This is to maximize your protein absorption. Also, make sure you're hitting your protein goals throughout the day. Keep you very consistent. Now, your protein source can be a variety of things. You can have a protein shake, which a lot of you are used to having, although it's completely not necessary, but you can always have that. A typical protein scoop's about 25 grams of protein. So in order to hit your 30 to 40 grams, you're probably gonna need to do about a scoop and a half to 2 scoops of protein. Depending on the brand you have, obviously make sure you turn around the label and check to make sure you're within that range. Now, you don't necessarily need a protein shake, so our options could be, if you're a meat eater, you could have any sort of meat you want. Literally any meat you want. You could have chicken, you could have turkey, you could have your lean red meats, you could have fish. Whatever works for you and your goals and can get you in that 30 to 40 grams of protein range, it's going to work perfectly for you. You just gotta figure out how to combine it into a meal. Let's talk about carbohydrates. When you work out super hard, you're depleting your glycogen stores, so we need to make sure we're replenishing them. You don't necessarily need a simple carbohydrate source, so like those simple sugars and eating candy like you've seen some people do in videos. But if you were making like a protein shake, for example, you could add some fruit in and blend it up. That way you're getting some micronutrient content as well, and a bunch of different types of sugars instead of just plain table sugar, which is not very good for you at all. If you're looking to eat a more full meal after you work out to go with one of the meats you have chosen previously or whatever protein source you had, you can obviously go with things like brown rice, whole grain bread, sweet potatoes, any sort of carbohydrate that's good and has a lot of micronutrient content value to it, and also is a little bit slower digesting, because in my opinion, and a lot of people's opinions, you don't want to be spiking your insulin too much throughout the day because it will lead to unnecessary fat gain over time. But anyways, talk about fats. As far as fats are concerned, you want to make sure you're keeping this about balanced throughout the day. And the reason for that is because fat isn't super important when it comes to post-workout nutrition, but more overall general health and absorbing the fat-soluble vitamins. That way you can make sure you're absorbing them throughout the day and you don't develop these important deficiencies. So, some meal examples, guys. For example, if you just finished a workout, you can have a whole grain bread, tuna, low-fat cheese, some vegetables like a lettuce, tomato, and maybe even like a low-fat mayo if you have room in your macronutrient content. But right there you have a tuna melt that's perfectly healthy. It's gonna hit all of your goals. It's literally that simple to do. Also, you could go a more basic bodybuilding route, which you've seen a lot of the times, which is a grilled chicken breast with some green vegetable. I know our friend Scott loves his asparagus, he loves his broccoli, so you could do either one of those vegetables, it'd be perfectly fine. Loves his sweet potatoes. So again, the sweet potatoes are great, slow digestion carbohydrate, full of micronutrients, especially vitamin A, which is really good for your skin, and a variety of other things, antioxidant properties. Basically, you wanna make sure you're eating a bunch of healthy foods and not just throwing on macronutrients during these meals. If you're going to do a protein shake, make sure you put some sort of micronutrient value in it. So if you have your 2 scoops of, or 1.5 scoops of whatever protein you choose, make sure that you also add some other content in there as well. It could be a banana, it could be strawberries, it could be spinach, it could be kale. Whatever works for you, just make sure that it's going to go in there, it's gonna hit your protein, it's gonna hit your carbohydrates, but also get some micronutrient content as well. If you're a vegetarian or a vegan, what you could do is have a black bean burger, have some whole wheat bread that isn't made with eggs, and then just add some vegan cheese on top of it, and then add any sort of vegetables you want. It could be lettuce, tomato, again, whatever you want, onions. Throw it together. It's gonna hit all your macronutrients and your micronutrients in that one meal. So there's a lot of freedom when you do this. I don't want people to think that there's like one magic meal that you can eat. For example, if I worked out super early in the morning before I ate anything, I could go home, have like a 2-egg omelet with some egg whites, throw some low-fat cheese in there, pick any vegetable I want, whether it be like spinach, peppers, onions, mushrooms, throw it all together and eat it. And guess what? It's going to give me plenty of micronutrient value and hit all my macronutrient goals as well. So it's very simple, guys. Don't overcomplicate this stuff. Just eat and make sure you're hitting your goals, and don't overeat, obviously, because we always want to make sure we're eating to our goals, not above, not below, hitting them just right. So I hope you guys like this video. It's very simple. Just eat. Don't think too much about it. If you want to see more nutrition videos, make sure you leave some comments down below for some suggestions that I could do on the channel. And I will always interact with you guys in there, so if you have any questions, just make sure you leave them down below. Until then, guys, I will see you in the next video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Peace.
Together we got power.